What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another profile here on UFS University. My name's Tam, and today we're doing Spike Under Air. This deck has a history of being very divisive. It auto loses to Hand Cannon, it auto loses to Dark Chirito, but if you don't have those two answers, it's possible that Spike just kills you. So it's a good deck, and you should definitely be testing it at locals, because if you go to an event and you lose to a Spike, and you're not playing those cards, it might just be because you just weren't prepared for it. So here's UFSU's rendition of Air Spike. Alright, so this is Spike 2 Dot. He just recently won Worlds at time of recording. Enhanced twice per turn. After this attack resolves, you may discard it from the card pool. You can use this on your opponent's attacks too. If there's a cool combo that they want to do, Spike gets rid of it. He also says enhanced commit, your attack gets multiple 1. If it's a tech attack, you may add one card from your staging area to your momentum. This is super good because a lot of the cards that we're playing are tech attacks, and randomly we can get momentum for free, and then it's possible to just commit. This thing has multiple 1. It's got that extra spice that you didn't quite expect. It can still get people. This deck mainly is working off of the enhanced discard a card effect. The multiple, like I said, is just spice. It's just a little extra, but the discard is what we really care about. So, on to the actions. We've got triple Ominous Whistle. Spike guarantees that this is going to trigger. So we get to check the top card of our deck for good checks, as well as if there is a bad check on top, it's another attack that I'm just going to kill you with. Triple Ominous Whistle is good. It doesn't count as aggressive. It checks a 5. It's got a 2 mid block. It's pretty good all around. In addition to that, we've got two Reki Maru, Mickey Maru. Spike's making a lot of stuff discard from the card pool. The check at 6 doesn't necessarily matter because, we might need to draw more cards, we might need to draw more attacks, but we probably don't. What matters is randomly at the end of a string, hey, this thing got committed for an extra, bunch of extra damage. This also works when Spike kicks your opponent's reversal afterwards. It still gets that extra 2. So, card's good. I think it's 1/5, 1 mid block. It's fine. On to the big boy, MC3 Devastator Plasma Cannon. This card is a staple in Spike. The fact that the classic Spike combo of play Cannon, Spike will discard, commit, add a momentum, multiple it out. When this resolves, this will leave. Spike will ready. I get to discard the multiple. Incredibly good. In addition to that, response card pool. After your opponent plays an enhanced ability during this attack, enhanced step, they lose 2 vitality. Super rad. This card is just going to kill people. In addition to that, the other really nasty Spike 2 Dot card that we have is Ace Maneuvers. It's like baby cannon, you could almost say. It hits just as hard. It's got a cool deadlock response that has a revoke on it, and it gets +2 damage for each card that's left the card pool. Now, this is all pretty standard air Spike decks. This is something that came out last year, but where's the new stuff? And for that we have Fog Blanket. Fog Blanket is essentially a common version of Ace Maneuvers. It gets the damage for each card that's left the card pool. The only issue is in order for it to combo, it has to have a 3-speed attack. And these two attacks, the Big Cannon and Ace Maneuvers, don't have 3 speed. So these are the only cards in the deck that can't combo with our Fog Blanket. And I'll show you how. So, Fog Blanket has stun 2, it gets a bunch of extra stuff, and we lose vitality to discard a card from our card pool and draw a card. So with Fog Blanket, I actually save and enhance a trigger of the twice per turn from Spike, which is incredibly important, because the more cards I can clear from my card pool, the more I can kill you. Which is why we're playing more of Taki's cards, like Fumasil Fatal Violet. Violet? It's a color, Violet. Powerful 3, Taki reversal, that doesn't matter, weapon. If this is the only card in your card pool, change the attack's powerful rating to 6 and draw a card. That's very, very good. Discard a momentum, it can't be blocked by weapon cards. With Soul Calibur coming out, that's very relevant. And enhance, add 1 card from your card pool to your momentum. So that triggers things like Ace Maneuvers. That triggers anything that says after a card leaves your card pool. This triggers it, which adding a card to our momentum is very much a trigger for that we didn't have to enhance off of Spike. Still super, super good, as well as powerful 6 and draw a card, or multiple after I've commit. This thing could get multiple, and it added its own momentum. It's another 3 low for 6. This card's very good. In addition to that, the other card that we have is Ninja Cannon. So this is a starter. Lose 2 vitality. This attack gets 2 damage. Discard it after it resolves. Only playable if it's the only attack in your card pool and you have not discarded any cards from your card pool this turn. So playing this is just a free ability of, I'm going to discard this. It'll get 2 damage. It's a 3 mid for 6. It'll leave, and now I have more instances of Spike. The card's super good, especially with a 1 mid block. Lastly, onto the little Spike attacks. We've got 3 Space Salvo. Now, because of the Taki cards, we no longer have to use Spike's Enhance and telegraph the fact that we're going to discard this. Space Salvo into Fog Blanket is an absolute beating. This card says I discard it, my next attack in the line gets extra damage, and then from there I play Fuma Seal and add the Fog Blanket into my momentum. And this one got an additional 2 speed and a damage. It's pretty nutty if we can draw a bunch of stuff, and I still have not enhanced off of Spike. I've cleared 2 cards, and I still get to clear 2 more. The card's very good. Second to last attack that we're playing, well, the attacks that matter, are Swordfish Gunfire. After this card leaves the card pool due to any effect, we add the top card of our deck to our momentum. It's really good because Spike gives multiple, and Violet gives powerful 6. Just a nutty card. It's also a 3 low that combos with Fog Blanket. The last attack that we're playing, Double Fatality. So this card is pretty divisive in the community. The thing about Fatality in this deck is it's honestly there to soak up Breaker. If you are leading with a Fatality, you better kill me. Its job is, once you try and make my turns harder, it's 0 difficulty is what it does. In addition to that, it also makes sure that our Humper Spiders and plays guarantee happen. Check a 3, check a 1, my hunt plays, as opposed to trying to play the Devastator Cannon on like a 7 or something and make that happen. If I check a 3 on that, my turn's over because I committed 4. The point of this deck is to be hyper aggressive. In addition to that, this clearing from the card pool into my momentum also gives another trigger to something like Ace Maneuvers or Fog Blanket. On to the foundations. So whenever we made this deck, the point of the deck was, I want to build 4 on turn 1 and then play 8 attacks on turn 2. And the way that we do that is we keep readying cards. So I've got 1 Tijuana Groceries. I've got Double God of Thunder. These are 3 diffs that destroying foundations or removing foundations from a discard pile in order to ready them is super good whenever I check a little haphazardly. 4 United Against Terrorism. After a card leaves my card pool due to an effect, ready a foundation that has not been readied. It's a response flip. So I check a little bad, I ready this cool thing that needs to be readied, and then I continue to play my cards. And then the really interesting find that I really dig Tyler in finding is Maternal Swordsmanship out of 4 of. It's a 2/5 3 mid block. Enhance flip, ready a foundation that's not been ready this combat phase. Your attack with a printed damage of 3 gets 2 speed or 2 damage. So we've got Fog Blanket that has 3. We've also got Space Salvo that has 3. And so giving either of those attacks 2 speed or 2 damage is actually pretty good. Especially with ready a foundation. It's good. And the last one, the easy one, Wandering Pirate at a 2 of. This card is, you could say, broken. Like this card does everything that you want in the air symbol. It readies after your opponent's combat phase begins. If it's committed, it readies by anything, whether it's to pass your cards or by an effect. You just ready another card. Super, super good. The next set of cards are about building foundations that I wasn't supposed to have. Gymnastics Techniques. Response in the card pool after I play it. If I've got a momentum, add it down. Spike adds momentum. Violet adds a momentum. It's just Fatality adds a momentum. It's just, hey, here's another +1. It doesn't have a block, so I want it in my staging area as quickly as I can. We've got Double the Forbidden Technique. If I build this on turn 1, enhance, flip, add the top card of my deck to my staging area face down. It comes in ready, so this just built me an extra foundation. Maybe that extra foundation is what kills you. And then offensively, defensively, building-wise, for the Hunt for Spiders and Dragons. As I said before with Fatality, this card leaves my card pool, so it also triggers off of Ace Maneuvers and Fog Blanket. This card just shuts down so much. And if you notice, it's actually off-symboled. We have to off-symbol this card because it's just so potent. And with things like Insect Puppeteer running around, I have to have 4 answers to that card. Because bringing a hand cannon, like I said in the intro, murders this deck. It's just not playable. on to the stats. For Fuma's Shadow Blade, or for Fuma's Shadow, excuse me. Lose 2 life. If it's the only attack in its own card pool, it gets +2 or -2 speed. Super rad. The biggest issue with Spike is I play all these attacks and you're able to block the one that matters. Well, if I keep my card pool count low, all of my attacks get 2 speed, and they do enough damage by themselves to just kill you. In addition to the speed pump, we've also got for Finding What's Lost. This card can get up to 5, 6, 7, 8 if we draw the right hand. Pardon me, it won't get to 8. If you're alive after 8 instances of a card leaving my card pool, you deserve to win. If it gets to 8, I'd be very, very impressed. But these cards combo together, give speed, give damage. We're just killing them even faster. Onto the weird cards, you could say, the tech choices. Cleaning the Fish, destroy, discard a attacker weapon from my card pool. This is important if we get stuck with 2 extra cards, or Spike gets revoked, or something gets revoked. I can just, I'll get rid of it anyways. And then the Deadlock is good. Your tech weapon gets 1/1 and stun 1. It's fine. It's also spam. It's fine. It's probably going to just go into Spike. Ninja Outcast. It cancels an ability on a weapon. With Spike, we get to add stuff in. And after your opponent plays an attack on our turn, we add it back to their hand. So if they're trying to disrupt us by playing something along the lines of like Skullberry or Sprague or a reversal that's just going to do our life total, we just flip this guy and say, no, I'm going to keep playing, actually. It's my turn, and please respect that. And then my last thing is 3 Unlikely Allies. Like I said before, Spike's base cards give plenty of damage. We need speed. In addition to that, discarding my cool cards with Princess Parry is not very fun. So I want to keep them on the board as much as I can. So checking extra cards in order to get the speed is good. Flipping to cancel an ability, a responsibility on an attack card is good. It's just good all around.